Alright. Nope. No mic. Where's my mic? Oh, it's breaking. We're good. Okay. Hey guys, Matt Lighty here. This video is just briefly going over the setup I use for doing T17s in like a comfy, lazy way, because it's what I've been doing for getting all my maps, my scarabs, that sort of stuff. So I've got a regex for running 17s, and basically it just has nothing but removing the mods I don't want to do. So things like Awakener Desolation kind of annoy me, or like Volatile Cores, because I'm not really doing them. I'm mostly doing them for fragments and quantity scaling, but I'm not really doing them for something targeted aside from just getting the fragments and maybe the boss uniques themselves. So this is the tree I use. It'll be in the Atlas command in the description as always, but it's as close as I can get to what is like a back to basics tree. And it's focusing on scarabs, map drops, and currency drops through Beyond, and introducing more mobs from Beyond, and then just scaling map effect and quantity. So it pretty much has, it's very simple. Again, it's all the scarab nodes, all the map effect nodes, all the map drop nodes, all the quantity nodes, all the Beyond clusters, with the ones focusing on not, it has bosses turned off, and has you know, more merging radius for just engaging with Beyond, and then it has a couple of shrine nodes because shrines are fun. But the main thing I wanted to stress here is that if you are not comfortable doing high offensive mods, this amount of map scaling gets things to have like 94% chance to block attacks, 112 suppress. Everything's always suppressed. The boss has a ton of AoE. Like, it's just like old school back to basics in that regard. And you could run these with risk. I just do them with like triple quant, and then like Carto, and you know, just things that basically give me more map drops, because I'm focusing on trying to find Egons and Mercs and stuff. So I want to have, you know, I want to be basically be able to run 50 T17s and then fill a quad tab full of canyons, which is why I have singular focus on. If you turn singular focus off, I was getting less of the specific map, but you obviously get way more maps overall, so it depends on what you want to go for. But yeah, it's but it's just really nice for recouping scarabs, and then recouping any amount of maps. Like, maps are the big one, and then gold, you get like a decent amount, like maybe 40-50k per map, which is fine for whatever. Really depends on how your 17s roll, but these are mostly set up for just boss rushing. And the idea is it's not really easy to hit, but the quantity breakpoints are every 200 past base. So if you get to 400 quant, you should guarantee 2 fragments, have a chance for 3. Then 600, you should be able to get to 3, but it's like near impossible to hit those numbers unless doing like 5 risk, like corrupted shit. So like this map was, I didn't see the quant. I'm blind. 243. So it's going to give me guaranteed 1 with a chance of 2. But it's, you know, some of the maps that are more lethally rolled, or you're trying to roll better, will give you, you can get close to that 400 running risk. You can get to 400. So it more just depends on your comfy level. I don't really, I'd rather just, in general, I think this actually might be the same in trade, but you typically want to try to get, you know, high quantities possible, but in like, it's so easy to get 17s to drop at the moment, because just with how common map drops are through 16.5s, that I kind of don't think it's worth like running 5 risk to get more fragments. I think you're just better off probably just running another 17, you know. So it's kind of the opposite how it used to be, I guess, with that. But anyway, as you can see, like, I'm raining maps down, and again, I'm not using any sort of there's no Maven chiseling or anything like that. It's just normal chisels. But you'll just get so many map drops by doing this, because 17's rain maps, and Carto of Escalation does a really good job of dropping maps. So I'm almost always ending each map with an inventory that is comprised of, I would say, about 20 to 30 canyons per 17. And that's with singular focus. And again, this is like the lazy back to basics version, kind of. If you do things like hit the map drop, you know, shrine or altar from blue or red, that's way better. You'll get double the maps. Fantastic. If you want to do that, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's just kind of preference. Again, you're like stress testing your own build in that way. But yeah, it's just been really good for me. And the kind of main through point is that you're so common to get 17s at the moment because of 16.5s, that when you get 17s, they have such nice drop rates for maps that I kind of like 17s are themselves are much less of a resource. So I kind of just run them to be more comfy with this back to basics style setup. I guess if you don't know what back to basics is, I realize I keep using that term, but you might not understand it. It was a keystone that used to exist that basically let us ramp up base mechanics and not have like any sort of league mechanic spawn. So it's kind of reminiscent of that, where it's like we don't have any extra mechanics, but we have high base mechanics. I mean, the extra mechanics are beyond, but it's so non-affecting as far as like you don't have to like I don't want to have to click really much or engage with too much. So I like the just being able to turn brain off, run 17, and pick up maps nonstop. So although there's a lot of good mechanics you can run when it comes to doing that, it's just I don't really enjoy that as much. Puzzle box. Alright, so that's pretty much the entire map. We have a nice chunk of canyons there. This one, again, didn't roll maps. This next one does roll maps, so we'll do that one and showcase that. But like, again, I'm running just sack frags. I have a multitude and I have an escalation because I ran out of midnights, but you probably would normally put 4 sack frags and an escalation if you're just doing like a very basic one. So we'll do that and we'll see what we get. But the results are pretty good, and again, it's just satisfying to do. Get all your scarabs, get all your basic stuff. Kind of like we're reliving back to basics in this way. And yeah, just get a ton of maps, more maps than I would like to say more maps than I'll ever need, but you could really fast go through maps quite quickly here. And also just deposit my gold so we could just see how much gold I actually get from this to make it clear. So I'm at 0 gold now. One thing that does suck, and you can get mercs in 17s, but you can't get egons in 17s because you're not on the atlas, so technically it doesn't work apparently, which is a bit of a bummer, but you know. Pick your poison. This map is 261 quantity, so I have a chance of getting 2 fragments, and I did get 2 fragments, so that's great. Thank you. Alright, I do believe we are wrapping up the map here. We could do a little tally of where we ended up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 maps, 30k gold, and a variety of currency and 2 fragments, which is pretty standard for what I was describing. So you get a little bit of gold, you get a bunch of maps. So every single one of these maps is, you know, going to be a potential for an Egon when I end up map rushing them. So it's, for me, this is like the main draw. Is you see that amount of maps per inventory, so I could turn every single 17 into that. Then I have 28 17s right there, plus the 2 here, so 30. And that's music to my ears, because that's, you know, one of the main reasons I'm doing this. So it's for getting maps, for getting and getting gold on the way, and then obviously the fragments. So that's pretty much it. That's what I've been doing for the 17 strategy with this kind of like back to basics, ghetto back to basics tree, which is you know, fragments, focusing on that with then scarabs map effect beyond, which just makes it pretty comfy, but it does sometimes scale them quite high. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been my basic T17 strat, what I use, and yeah, that's it. Have a good day. Bye bye.